Have you ever found yourself scrolling endlessly through your phone, only to look up and realize an hour has just vanished? Or maybe you sit down to work, but your brain just won't focus, constantly craving another video, another notification, another quick hit of something interesting. You might not even notice it, but your brain is addicted. It's being overstimulated every single day by phones, social media, and an endless stream of junk content. This isn't your fault, it's by design. These apps are engineered to keep you hooked. Most people don't even realize they have a problem until their ability to focus on what truly matters is completely gone. They wonder why they can't finish a book, complete a project, or even have a deep conversation without feeling the urge to check their phone. This constant buzz of digital noise is hijacking your brain's reward system, and it's time to understand how. Now, you've probably heard a lot about dopamine, often painted as this villain chemical we need to eliminate. But dopamine is not the enemy. In fact, it's essential for motivation and pleasure. The problem isn't dopamine itself, it's how you're getting it. See, there are two types, cheap dopamine and earned dopamine. Cheap dopamine comes from passive, low-effort activities like scrolling social media, watching junk videos, or eating sugary snacks. It gives you a quick, easy high, but it fades just as fast, leaving you wanting more. Earned dopamine, on the other hand, comes from accomplishing something meaningful. Think about the satisfaction of finishing a tough workout, completing a challenging project, or learning a new skill. This type of dopamine is sustainable. It builds momentum, confidence, and real, lasting motivation. The modern world pushes cheap dopamine on us 24/7, and it's destroying our ability to pursue the earned kind. So, why do you feel so unmotivated all the time? You have goals, you have dreams, but taking the first step feels like climbing a mountain. Let me tell you, it's not laziness. Imagine your baseline level of happiness is a flat line. Every time you get a hit of cheap dopamine, you get a temporary spike above that line. But your brain is smart. It wants balance. To counteract all these artificial highs, it starts to lower your baseline. So now, your normal state of being is actually below what it used to be. Everyday activities, things that used to bring you simple joy, no longer feel interesting and real effort. The kind required for long-term goals. It feels genuinely painful because the dopamine reward seems so far away compared to the instant gratification in your pocket. You're not lazy. Your brain's reward circuitry has been rewired to expect pleasure without effort, making genuine work feel impossible. This brings us to the idea of a dopamine detox. When people hear that term, they often picture someone sitting in a dark, empty room, bored out of their mind, quitting everything they enjoy. But that's a huge misconception. A dopamine detox is not about suffering or depriving yourself of all pleasure. It's about strategic removal. It's about consciously deciding to remove the excess low-quality stimulation so your brain can reset itself naturally. Think of it like a palate cleanser. If you eat super sweet desserts all day, a simple apple will taste bland. But if you cut out the processed sugar for a while, that same apple will taste incredibly sweet and satisfying. A dopamine detox does the same thing for your brain. By temporarily unplugging from the fire hose of digital noise, you allow your dopamine receptors to recover and become sensitive again. Be warned, though, the first 72 hours are the hardest. This is the point where most people quit, and it's exactly why. When you suddenly cut off your brain's usual supply of cheap dopamine, it will fight back. You will feel intensely bored. You'll feel restless, antsy, and uncomfortable. Your mind will scream for a distraction, for that familiar scroll, that easy hit. This discomfort is not a sign that the detox is a bad idea. It's proof that it's working. It's the withdrawal. It shows just how dependent your brain has become on constant external stimulation. Pushing through this initial phase is the most critical part of the entire process. Embrace the boredom. Let it be there. It's the quiet space your brain needs to begin healing and rewiring itself back to a healthier, more natural state. But what happens after you push through that initial struggle? What changes after about a week or two? This is where the magic really starts to unfold. You'll begin to notice a quiet confidence appearing. Your mind will feel clearer. The mental fog that's been clouding your thoughts will start to lift. Suddenly, focusing on a task for an extended period won't feel like a battle anymore. Discipline will feel easier, not because you're forcing it with willpower, but because the alternatives have lost their appeal. You'll find yourself wanting to do the things you know are good for you. Motivation returns, not as a fleeting burst of inspiration, but as a steady, internal drive. Reading a book, going for a walk, or having a real conversation will start to feel deeply satisfying again. You're not just getting your focus back, you're rediscovering the joy in real life. And this leads to the ultimate outcome, the real power you gain from this process. You become hard to control. Think about it. When you are no longer a slave to the next notification, the next like, the next video, you reclaim your own mind. Distractions, advertisements, and algorithms lose their power over you. They are designed to manipulate your dopamine system, to control your attention, and ultimately your behavior. But when you control your own dopamine, you control your attention. And where your attention goes, your life goes. You are no longer easily swayed by trends or outraged by clickbait. You gain the mental clarity to decide what is truly important to you and the focus to direct your energy toward it. This is the foundation of building the future you want, not the one that's been designed for you by someone else. Taking back control of your dopamine is taking back control of your life. Thanks for watching, and if this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content on how to master your mind.